Hey, it's Nay, and welcome to Hey Nay. So, the topic for today is religion and dating. And with the holidays sort of being around this time, I thought it was important to talk about this topic. Um, During this season, various different religious holidays are celebrated. And I know sometimes that can be an area of concern for many individuals who are in relationships or pursuing a relationship. So there's only one question here, and it's a very loaded question. So I'm very comfortable with this one. So should you not be involved with someone who has a different religion than yourself? And I want to strictly say that everything I'm about to say is my opinion. This is not defended by research or any stats, but this is just how I feel about it. Okay, so religion is important to me. Religion is important to me, and I know it's important to some other people as well. I believe that if you truly love someone and that person truly loves you, that that's pretty much what is expected of you. Does that make sense? I'm trying to be I'm trying to be respectful and mindful of various different beliefs. But let me try to rephrase that. So I believe that um, God, as well as yes, I believe that God does not make mistakes. Does that make sense? So I believe that if you feel very connected to someone and that person feels connected to you, that that was sort of how it was just supposed to be. That's just how it happened, you know? Um, so I don't think that there's nothing wrong with that if you have differences in beliefs, as long as you both believe that love is a part of that. Okay. I really wish I could get feedback while I'm doing this, but it's okay. So the other part of that is, but what if your religion is essentially a huge part of your life, or a huge value, or a huge, a deal breaker? And I think there's nothing wrong with that. I truly believe that there's nothing wrong with that. And um, I actually think it can be an appealing trait to some people that you have um, a strong connection to your belief. Uh, so there's nothing wrong with um, sort of that being a key component to who you want to spend your life with. But, and I kind of talked about this before when I was talking about race and dating, and I kind of talked about this before, is that sometimes when we close ourselves off to a particular group of people who are different than ourselves, we lose touch with our growth and our differences. So, for instance, I have friends who have various different beliefs than myself. Um, and I have no issue with that. I have no issue with that. And I believe pretty much all of them know where I stand in my beliefs. And it's good that that's the way our relationship is, you know? We respect each other. We wish each other, happy holidays. Sometimes we even get specific in what the holiday is for that individual. We acknowledge um, people's religious, holidays, ceremonies, and occasions. So if this person cannot meet with us right now because of a religious reason, we respect that. And I think that's important. I think it's important, and I don't think it necessarily severs our ties as friends. And I believe that that can be extended to intimate relationships with someone else. Um, I believe that you can love each other, have a great relationship, enjoy each other's company with respect to each other's religion. And I also believe that it's good to sort of put yourself out there so that you can learn more. So, like for me, I've been into various different types of churches um, because someone has asked me to go, and also because of curiosity. And I have learned fundamentally different things. And um, it sort of helped me sort of create my own belief system, you know? Um, and not to say that I have like my own religion or anything. I'm just saying that how I view my religion and how I view my beliefs is my own. I've shaped it myself. What I'm about to say right now may be considered controversial, but I do feel like it needs to be said. Religion is one of those things sometimes that we are inherently given. You were born into a religion most of the time for a lot of people. So you didn't really choose it. I think it says something more when you have branched yourself out or extended yourself into learning about other people's religions and then yet still choose what you believe in or yet find something that works for you. And I respect that so much because to me that says that just because this is where you have always been told what to believe doesn't necessarily mean that you just stuck to it. You've explored, you have seen things, you have talked to different people, you have read this, you have done that, and you have come to the conclusion that this is what you believe. I love that. That is high respect from me. And I think that's sort of what we can do in our relationships, we talk it out. We talk about the differences in our religion. We talk about the similarities there. And we hone on those similarities while acknowledging those differences. Because sometimes those differences are not much different. They're not that much. They're not as fixed as you may think they are. And I think if we can have that dialogue and that open communication, then the relationship can grow. Now, a lot of people, especially those individuals who are a little bit later, a little bit more older and more mature, may be thinking that, but what about kids, Naquan? Like, what about kids, Nay? Like, tell me, what do I do? How do I raise my kids in this relationship? I have my religion, my significant other has their religion, and everything is going great. But now we have kids, and what do our kids do? Well, again, it happens. It's what I just said. People always say, what religion do I raise my children? I say, you let your child know everything that you know about your religion, and then you let your significant other do the same, but then you also give your child the opportunity to sort of learn and explore religions on their own. Because I think that speaks volumes. When someone can learn and understand various different religions and then sort of figure out what is right for them and what is, they feel more connected to, that makes it stronger to me. That makes your faith stronger. If we're going to, use, some of the language, that makes your faith stronger. And I think it is something that you should definitely think about and you should not take lightly. But I don't think that you should, guide your life by it. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to clarify that because I know that might not have sounded right. So essentially what I'm saying is that you should stick to your beliefs, and you should follow what your belief source says, but you should not let it guide things that your belief supports. So, like, you should not let it guide your love. As a lot of us know, love is something that it just happens. You don't choose who you love. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily really choose who you love. It sort of just happens. You know what I mean? If it's one of those involuntary things in which you just sort of feel, why would you punish yourself in that sense to close yourself off to a person whose religion is probably not even that much different than yours? And I know a lot of other people may disagree with me, and I completely understand that. And I want to say this too, that how I feel about this is constantly in flux. And I feel a certain way about this topic in one capacity, and then I feel about in another. But I believe that we're all different, and that those differences, when it's shared, makes us so much better. I truly do believe that. I really do. And I believe that religion is a key point in our lives. And we should not ignore it. And we should sort of continue to believe it. But we should not allow our religion to necessarily trump someone else's. That is kind of what I'm trying to say, is that, when you sort of focus solely on your own religion, in some ways it's as if you're disregarding others. And I think a lot of times something great could come from that relationship if you at least try and see what happens. But if the two of you talked it out and you just agree that, this is just it's not working, we're just too different, and it's just not going to work, then I'll, respect that decision. But I think that love is something that sort of has a lot of power in itself. And I think a lot of times we can't help who we love. And I don't know. I don't know what else much more to say about it. But I just think that we don't know what we want until we have an opportunity. We don't know what is right until we're faced with a decision. And I think I would encourage people to sort of explore those opportunities and those decisions. But again, this is all my opinion. Thank you guys for listening to me. I hope I did not offend anyone in saying what I said. I also hope that you take what I've said with a few grains of salt, and that you sort of share this knowledge. I appreciate you all, and I hope everyone's having a happy holidays. Just celebrate, enjoy it, just have a good time. This is a time in which, we acknowledge our beliefs, and we center around family and loved ones, and we embrace that love. So please continue to do that all this weekend and actually do the rest of our lives. So thank you so much. Like, share, love, and remember to always start your day off with a hey. Goodbye.